well, here's who you need to call first, or this is what you need to look into here, to kind of guide people through that. Because I know I'm not the greatest person with my finances and everything, so I'll put in the legwork, but I need someone to like guide me to where I need to go.
Exactly. Yeah. And the short answer is yes. I mean, that's exactly what we've been doing with everyone.
Yeah. And you're offering it for free for our listeners, that consultation right now, right, Scott?
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, Patrick, if you're able to jot down a phone number.
We'll take that at the end of the show as well.
We'll do that
I'll get it from Tiffany.
Yeah,
we'll take it at the end of the show. And of course, as one of our sponsors, you're all over the Moments of Clarity with Tiffany.com website, and anywhere you can look at Moments of Clarity. We've got Forever Forward Financial on there. So we're proud to promote you as well. But not only that, because you're doing so much for the community, for mental health, as well as helping people through this pandemic and doing and contributing your time and for free. And thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I just want to tell you. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
I was just going to say, I just want to tell you guys thank you, because really, if you think about it, and I hope most of the listeners out there listening to this, is that these are probably two of the biggest aspects of this issue of the pandemic is finances and mental health.
Right.
And you both are doing, you guys are both helping with that. So that's a good start, hopefully, moving forward. So, but I'll talk to you guys. Well, I'll talk to Tiffany later. So
yeah,
you guys
thanks
have a
for the call. And we're here anytime you need to reach out. And of course, thank you so much for calling in. Those are great questions to bring up. And thanks again, Patrick. Have a great day. And we have another caller. We have another caller on the line. We got Joe. Hi, Joe. Thanks for calling in. Welcome to Moments of Clarity.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, Patrick. Good stuff. So it's a loaded question.
We're talking with Scott. Patrick was the caller.
That's okay. I've been called worse.
We're not. I know Patrick. So, hi. Well, Scott, thank you for joining us today. It's kind of a loaded question. So bear with me. And
hold on a second, Joe. It's hard to hear you.
Okay. Is that better?
Yes, much better.
Yes.
Okay. It's a hypothetical question as well as possibly a loaded question. And that is, let's suppose this pandemic continues, right? My wife is a mental health nurse, but she's been experiencing low census, which, in other words, she's not working 40 hours a week. And I'm still presently working, but that could change tomorrow. And we've been paying on this house for 19 years. If for some reason we can't make our mortgage payment over $1,000 a month, and the creditor decides to work with us, what I've read and heard is a lot of people have to pay this payment like in 3 months. So instead of being $1,000, it would be like $3,000 to $4,000. Why wouldn't they put that on the back end? And the other question they had was, for all of us in this country that are going through this pandemic, and we're having to max out our credit cards or whatnot, and if we are habitually late on making payments due to this pandemic, does that reflect negatively on our credit, or do they take everything into consideration?
That's a good question.
Two great questions. Yeah, two great questions. And let me give you a 45,000-foot answer to both about the house payment and what about late payments on credit cards or car notes or whatever the case may be. Again, kind of go back to what we said to Patrick. The first step in your process is to call that creditor, tell them the same thing you just told me, and learn what programming they have in place to assist their customers, their clients through this pandemic. Every lender, every provider is a little different, but I do know that every lender and every provider are putting in place certain programs to help people move through this. Because you are atypical of exactly what's going on. You're both still working. However, your wife is working a lot less than she was as a result of what's going on. I would also, and we could do another whole show on this too, Tiffany, don't forget that there are, as a result of the CARES Act, in addition to the $1,200 stimulus, there's the Disaster Relief Act. If you're a business owner, there's the Payroll Protection Plan that you may or may not qualify for in terms of application. But to get to more of your get focused on the answer to your questions, call your mortgage holder and see what they're willing to do. As far as late payments are concerned, and will that or will that not affect your credit rating? And again, it depends on how much we want to believe the credit card companies. They are saying...
I know, mine all lie. I'm much better than the score gives me credit for. Come on.
Yeah. They are saying that they understand. Yeah, they are saying that they understand this is a difficult time and that they will not be taking steps if is the biggest two-letter word in the English language, if you are working with them to do your best to keep your accounts as current as you can. So that's a fancy way of saying just don't ignore it. Get on the phone, do the legwork, make a few phone calls, find out what they are or are not willing to do, and then do your best to work within those guidelines. Again, this is ever changing. What seemed to be true last week is not true as of this morning. So again, very much like we just said to Patrick, the best place for you to start, and this kind of goes back to having the serious money talk with yourself and your wife. Where are we? Where do we stand? Let's find out. The only way that we can find out is to pick up the phone and call the mortgage company, call Visa, call MasterCard. It's going to take a little time, but the plus side is most of us are home most of the time, so we've got some time to do these things. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, and on top of that, it does help. But I want to add something to this because you know how you said disaster relief with my car loan. They offered us to defer payments, for 60 days, and then they added it to the end of the lease or the loan or whatever. And then when it was time to buy the car out, because I decided to buy a lease that I had driven and buy it out, I got penalized for being late on 2 payments, even though it was disaster forgiveness, quote unquote. And so it tagged me at the end, even though it was forgiven at the time. So I would definitely ask the people that you're calling right now if that's going to happen later on. Are we going to get penalized for getting forgiven right now? Because I actually went through it from Hurricane Irma and took advantage of the Volkswagen credit saying, don't worry about it. We're offering disaster relief. And then when later on it came back to haunt me. So that's something to make sure that when we're asking for forgiveness or whatever, to say, okay, well, what's the penalty down the road? Because they don't seem to tell you that when it's happening. You're like, yay, you don't have to pay this right now. But I went through it, and so that's what scares me right now of asking for any financial assistance from these creditors or from especially my car loan. I'm not going to miss a payment now, like just anything, because I didn't see that coming, and it was like 3 years later, So I don't know. But Joe, I wish you the best, and I hope everything's going well with you and your family. And did Scott answer your question?
Yeah, it was really good. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you for calling in, Joe. I know we're going through tough times here, and so I wish you the best, Joe, and to everyone else listening as well. And thank you so much for calling in. And take care. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
And I want to welcome callers to call in, 866-826-1340. It's time for our second break, though, Scott. So some great questions, some great advice given out right now, and I know a lot of us need this. Not just a lot, everyone needs to hear this stuff. But 866-826-1340. We're going to take our second break, and we'll be back with Moments of Clarity in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
We will return to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner after these messages.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you are like most people, you worry with the financial challenges you face today. How do you protect your family from financial ruin? How will you reduce your liabilities and get out of debt sooner? And how can you deal effectively with the constant changes in your job, your career, and your business? Overcoming your financial challenges is like building a house. You must build from the ground up. You must learn how to make more money, save more money, grow your money, and protect your money. Forever Forward Financial specializes in teaching you these 4 basic money skills so you can achieve your dreams and end your worry. Call us today and schedule your complimentary, no-obligation meeting to discuss your needs and concerns. Call Scott Bigley at 727-422-7761.
Are you looking for a great book? If you like to root for the underdog, Joe Potosi's book is a book for you. A real American Odyssey that will grab your attention with its fast-moving narrative. You won't be able to put this masterpiece down. When the Dust Settled by Joe Potosi. Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Zulin Press.
Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Warner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one. Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. I'd like to give a shout out to musician-songwriter Don Lawson, who wrote, produced, and performed all the vocals and instruments on my Moments of Clarity theme song. Don gained his inspiration as a mental health counselor himself. He's always looking for artists to record his songs, and you can hear more of Don's music at reverbnation.com/Don Lawson. You can also check him out on Twitter at Don Lawson Music. Thank you so much, Don, for your contribution to Moments of Clarity and ending the stigma on mental health. It's awesome.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Now back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor. To engage in the conversation, call 866-826-1340. Here's Tiffany.
Hi, welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity. My name's Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today we're talking about something that a lot of people like to avoid, financial stress. And my guest today is also a sponsor of Moments of Clarity, but for a reason. He's got a background with mental health. He really wants to help people de-stress their problems and not only repair relationships, but live a healthier, happier life without that strain of worry. And he's the founder of Forever Forward Financial. And I want to welcome back to Moments of Clarity, Scott Bigley.
Thanks, Tiff. Thank you very much. I think we're doing pretty good so far today.
I know. It's always such a pleasure to talk to you, because it's not only that for the listeners, he's offering free consultations, so free advice on any situation. It's not just like if you have a lot of money, what to do with it. He's here to help us figure out how to get out of a financial rut and be able to find ways to increase our income, increase our health, improve our way of life. And he's offering a consultation for free. It won't even cost you anything. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to obligate yourself. You don't have to commit. But just give him a call, reach out, just see what he can do for you, and go from there. And not only that, but he understands mental health. He's been working in the field for so long, so he understands all different types of stress and what mental health is, as well as financial stress. And he's helping so many already, and he's helped a lot of my clients already.